Hello and welcome to this video on how to design a simple clock face based on an art choice of yours, a design choice. First thing you need to do is change the grid spacing. So if you double click on this grid icon in the top right, double click and change the grid spacing to 5 millimeters. 5 and 5. Okay, and then these dots get closer together. We're also going to press grid lock. Make sure grid lock is on for the whole time you're using it. Grid lock will allow you to work accurately on these dots. Now on the left here, you've got all your tools. So what you need to do is press and hold, and it brings down different options. So for example, that's shapes. This is the delete button down here. That's to select your cursor. Oops. Right. So what you're going to do is press shapes, and the first thing you'll need to do is draw the square which will be your clock face. Now what I want you to do is watch these numbers down here, particularly these rel numbers. See, so it says rel, you need that to say 90 and minus 90. Okay, as I said, I've selected the shape which is horizontal rectangle, and I click on a dot, and as I click, look at these numbers in the bottom here, rel. Like I said, 90 and minus 90. When you get to that, you click again. Okay, and that is the size of your clock face. Right, what we're actually going to do is save now. So you go File, Save As, and I want you to save in a location that you've been told to save, and you need to keep regularly saving. Okay, I'm not going to do it now just because I don't need to. Right, now I'm actually going to do 3 clock face designs, so let's copy this. Okay, that's 90 by 90. I'm going to give myself 3 options. What you can do is go edit, sorry, not edit, draw, and then transform, move copy, and you're going to repeat this. We're going to repeat it twice. So click repeat and then put 2 and then OK. Now if I click in the top corner here, okay, and again, watch these rel numbers, watch these change. If I click and I go across to 95, or let's say 100, do that, and then click again, it's duplicated them. Okay, and now what you can do is click the save icon, so save your work now. Right, I think the first one we're going to do is a simple Bauhaus image. We'll do Bauhaus clock face here. So if you get this line tool, click the line, okay, and I want you to cross from the center, the top left to the bottom right, and then click the top right to the bottom left. Now that's giving me the dead center of my clock face. What I'm going to do is put a little hole there so I know where to drill. If I just double click on the circles, double click on this circle tool, double click, I can select the radius. I'm going to select a radius of, let's do 1 millimeter, and then click OK. And then if I click on that center circle and then just click to the side, it's made a tiny little circle. Let me zoom in to see that. Scroll across and up. There's that tiny little circle. And now if I press the delete any, I can just delete these lines now. I've got the dead center of my clock. Whilst we're at it, let's just click on that, and what we're going to do is we're going to move that to each clock face. So draw, transform, move copy, we're going to repeat it twice, OK, and again watch these rel numbers. Rel, we want that to be 100. So if I click on the circle with the dead center, then just go across 100. And there we are. And then click again. There's given me a dead center for each clock face. Right, save. Okay, now I'm actually going to add some numbers here. So if you click on this ABC icon here, this allows you to draw text. So I'm just going to click on a random place, say here for example, and the first number obviously on a clock is 12. So I'm going to click 12, and then I'm going to click settings, and I'm going to choose the type of font. Now this is Bauhaus. Bauhaus actually has its own font, so I'm going to click that, and I'm going to click fill. You need to click on fill and turn the fill off, no fill, because we only want lines. Also, lines that the computer will cut will be red, so I need to change the line color to be red. Sorry, not cut, engrave. It's going to cut lines in black and it's going to engrave in red. So fill is off, no fill. Okay. And line color is red, this red down here. And then OK. Then click OK. And then OK. Right, that's the number 12 on my clock face. That's a bit big. So if I select that icon, I'm just going to reduce the size of it. If I hold the shift button as I do this, it goes down at the same proportions, the length and the width. Right, I'm quite happy with that size. I'm just going to put it in a center position there. Right, it's slightly off center. Look, if I draw a line here, can you see how that doesn't line up to the center of the number? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and then for just a minute I'm going to turn grid lock off. So turn grid lock off. And I'm going to move that slightly that way. There we go. And I'm just going to delete the line. That's pretty central there. Right. I want the numbers 12, 3, 6 and 9. So to do that, if I just click on the numbers, and then see these two yellow squares here? That copies it. So I just click copy. Got another one. Let's do it 4 times. Right, I'm going to move that number over here, and I'm going to move that number to the bottom, and this one there. And I want to change these. Right, so that's selected. If I go to the bottom left now, click on properties, and then I just change the number, so that's going to be 3, and OK. That one's going to be 6, so click on properties again, put 6 and OK, and that one's going to be 9. 9, there we go. And look, they're actually slightly out of position, so I'm just going to move them a little bit. OK, there we go. And at this point I would choose to save again. Okay, always regularly save. If you make a mistake, click save. If you make a mistake, let's say I accidentally moved my 3. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. You can go edit, undo, but you can only do that one time. You can only change once. That's why you regularly save, in case you make big mistakes. Right, we'll take a little break there. Have a go, see if you can do that. Right, the next step is to add some shapes. Now you all know that Bauhaus is basically made up of simple shapes. So let's do some lines first of all. If you click on this shapes tool, and what we're going to do is make sure we've got grid lock on. Grid lock, we should be on a lot. And let's just draw a line. If I click, oops, I made a mistake there. Let's just edit, undo. Try again, shapes. Now I'm going to draw a line based on a sort of rectangle, like that. And I'm going to do another this way. Okay, now if I click on the delete tool and select the second option, delete part of an object, what I'm going to do is just click on these lines in between, being very careful. Okay, that's pretty Bauhaus. I'm just going to move my number a little bit, just slightly. Oh, I need to turn grid lock off for a second. Just move it a little bit, and then turn grid lock back on. Right, another basic shape you often get in Bauhaus are squares. So I'm just going to draw a square. I might do it like that. There's also rectangles, so I might do that. And I'm going to add a circle. Circles are quite common in Bauhaus. I'm going to start it there, go out like that. I'm going to add another one on the inside. Now, if not a circle, but semicircles are quite popular. So what I might do is just add a few lines like that. And I'm going to trim what I don't want. So if I click delete part of an object again, if I delete these inner parts, I can end up with a sort of an arc shape, and that is quite an iconic Bauhaus type image. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to save it. So you would click save here, and the last thing I'm going to do is just select everything and make sure the line color is red. Click that. So everything inside it is red apart from this center circle, which is going to be black, and the reason is it's going to laser cut everything in black, and it's going to just engrave, very lightly cut everything in red. So there's the first one, that's Bauhaus. Save that and see if you can complete it. Okay, have a go.